Time to get interactive here, and Aisha is here with the stories that we've been posting on our social media sites and the responses that we're getting.
Very interesting responses, Araba, and I can't wait to hear those responses. Now, Time to Get Interactive is here. Join the conversation on Facebook and other social media platforms. On Facebook, it's on facebook.com/joynewsonTV. On Twitter, it's at joynewsonTV, and on WhatsApp, the number to send your message to is 0560-800,000. Please send your name and location while sending that message, and please don't call. Right, so a 24-year-old has bitten the penis of the Techiman municipal fire commander for attempting to rape her in her own room. According to the woman, the commander, who is her superior, visited her with his laundry for her to wash. After offering him water in her room, the commander grabbed her and tried to rape her, and chanting or warning that he gets whatever he wants. All I have told you is the account of the lady as she reported to the police. Now, do you believe her story? And what would you have done if you were in her shoes?
I'm not a woman, but I'm in this point in time. At this point in time, I'm putting myself in the heart of that lady. Okay. And if I were the one, I would do worse than that. And even the approach to why she has to allow the foreplay was a very creative nature, such a way that, you know, men will always men are always powerful than women. So in that regard, I would take it that if the girl has rejected the sexual advances in a forceful manner, we don't know what would have happened, but I know he would have achieved doing that by raping. However, she was intelligent enough to allow the man to do what he wanted to do, but she knew at the back of her mind that for sure she wouldn't let this man do what he wanted to do.
Maybe that's the best thing she can do. Maybe when she tries fighting the man could beat her up or hurt her. So I think biting his penis was the good thing.
What would you have done better than this lady?
Me, I think I'll also do the same or do something worse than that.
What could be the worst thing you could have done?
Maybe I might bite his balls or press his balls in addition to biting his.
I don't know why, because he
found her attractive at that point in time. Perhaps he liked her so much. Not today, he's been seeing to it that something like that will happen, and coming to a house the chance has been open to him. So he couldn't have done it any other day than that day that he has gotten the chance to do that.
But he could have talked to her about it. Oh, maybe I like you, and so let's hook up or something. And then she tells you what she feels. But then you can't do it in a forcibly way, like a forceful way. You want to rape her. For you know, she could have agreed to be going out with him or something. So the guy didn't do the right thing by trying to force himself on her.
I think that was her only alternative, because maybe she's not strong enough to fight him or something, so she had to find something very quick to move. That was the only option, because he's there, and that is the only thing you can do to let him be a bit calm or cool. Maybe you hit his head and it doesn't move him, or hit his arm and it doesn't do anything to him.
As a man, how hurtful do you think this is?
Oh, it's going to be very, very extremely painful. It's going to be excruciating, actually, but that was the only option. That's what she had to do to save herself. I think she concerned herself with the sexual advances because she didn't know what to say to pull herself out. So she had a plan. That doesn't mean other girls should go and bite people. That was too harsh. But then she had to relax, and then maybe when doing the foreplay, that was what came into her head.
But you can imagine some more interesting messages on the other social media platforms. Let's see what's on Facebook.
The responses have been coming in thick and fast. And on Facebook, Abba Alex Blackheart says, I don't believe it, because during rape, there must be traces of struggling, dress torn apart, bruises, etc. during the act. Is the house a compound house or self-contained? I think the young lady overreacted by biting of the man's manhood. This is also a warning to people in authority who take advantage of their subordinates. So that's coming from Alex Blackcat above. Idris Umoro says, the man deserves something better than what he had. She also should not have done that. Why didn't he send the laundry to his wife, or better still, get someone to wash it so he will pay the person? He just wanted to abuse his office. And Unity Kobi Kpodo says, as for my opinion, I think this is not the first time. I'm a man, and I think this drama didn't start in a day, period. Critical thinking. So that's his thoughts on that. Hamza Idrisu says, ha ha ha, hey, Ebe, you could have bitten his buttocks, but for his
Bula
matabi there, you know, try it. Adding. Okay, Batoski Boating says, how was she able to bite the hard thing off?
I guess
what sort of question is that, Boating? He says, I guess she chewed Wele all the time. #vampire lady. Yabon Philip says, the man needs to be fired after he recovers. Is a wife denying him sex? What's his problem? Ohima Adum Funke says, like seriously, a 24-year-old woman tamed a fire commander who was on heat. Idris Umaro says, ladies also sometimes dress carelessly, especially when they are alone, and commander comes in and see the unseeable things, he will surely go on heat. But that is not enough. That's not enough to. That's not justification to.
Ohima says the man didn't go with his fire tenders. How do you expect him to quench that fire?
And a final one. Koto Nero says, we need to find out from the man too before coming to conclusions, as this lady might not be telling the truth. So those are some of the responses on Facebook.
And Bonanza says, congratulations to this woman. I think women should learn from this. I also think President Mahama should reward this woman.
Like he rewarded the taxi driver.
Interesting. This one says, I like the Willie bite. He didn't add your name. And Martin Adongo from Boga says, ha ha ha, the lady did the right thing because the best defender is an attacker. The man should be castrated, period. Hey, Shifman Atonsu says, he says the man is even lucky that the girl left the pee to be hanging. It serves him right, and I don't pity rapists a bit. And this one says, your outfit is nice and he wants to pay for it. Oh, good idea. This from Japheth from Nsawam. This one says, that is the price for those bosses who always want to take advantage of those working under them. I like this girl. This one, dear, no denials. Bambakia Samet sent that from Fumbisi. Mohammed Adnan from Salaga says, hey, the girl might have a crocodile teeth. I can't really think far wild. This because imagining how hard the thing is and she's able to bite off. Wow, this man will really suffer with pain, huh? Okay. And from Tagore from Makosombo, okay, this one says, these uniform men are really using their uniform to abuse ladies. It serves him right. And that's coming from Ali from Wa. Now, groups are formed for various reasons. Here in Ghana, many groups have sprung up with different aims and aspirations, making the public wonder if these groups are formed for publicity reasons or to fight a cause. The latest to this trend are some so-called pastors who have come together to form what they call the Group of 10 Virgin Pastors. Their aim is simple, is to preach peace while maintaining sexual purity. Earlier on, my colleague caught up with their leader. We can listen to him first and see what you've been saying on our social media platforms.
Since I started preaching, or since I was born to this earth, I haven't slept with any woman before. I am purely virgin. Because of this, when I pray to God, it goes straight to God, and God answers me directly. It's not easy.
So you are a virgin?
Yeah, I'm a purely virgin.
Have you ever kissed a woman before?
No, kiss there. I've kissed with a woman before. Let me tell you the truth. Next year I will marry.
Okay.
If I tell the whole Ghana that a woman is not with me, I'm a liar.
So do you stay with the woman?
No, I don't stay with her because sometimes you come close to me. I've go and see her parents, but I haven't slept with her.
Do you at times feel the urge to have sex with her?
No, for now, I normally ejaculate, but if I say I haven't ejaculated before, I'm a liar.
How do you ejaculate?
Hey, when I'm about to wake up around 5 a.m., 4 a.m., when I'm on my bed, I see that I've ejaculated, but I haven't slept with a woman before.
You mean erection? Like
Yeah, erection.
Okay, because that's different from ejaculation.
Yeah, erection.
Okay, so it stands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm very good man. Normally, I see myself that I stands. But now, I must wedded my wife before I must have sex with her.
So he says that he has kissed before, but he hasn't done it.
He hasn't done it.
Okay, so what impact do you think this group will make on society? And do you think their sexual status will make any difference to their cause?
I think a lot of things are happening these days, and I'm not surprised about this topic. More of these topics will come up. A virgin pastor preaching.
Would you listen to him?
Yeah, I wouldn't bother who speaks, but what is important is the salvation in the message, because there are people who have not been virgins, but they've not done worse than those who are virgins. Virginity in this context of religion means that somebody who have not had sex, but who say that anyone who had sex has committed a sin and should not be forgiven by God, and God is a God who is willing to forgive everybody. So I wouldn't listen to the personality involved, but the message that is preached, because by their words you shall know them.
But does that make them better pastors than other pastors?
No, it doesn't make them better pastors than other pastors, because the people are focused on what they are preaching, not how they come. And it depends on how your message comes. It depends on your anointing, because from what the Bible says, by their fruits you shall know them. So the way their message will come to you is what will tell you whether or not they are, whatever they are preaching, whether they are wrong or they are right. And that is what will push you to listen to their message or not the way they appear.
They are pure, and in some sense they are pure, and the message they will bring across, also if supposing the message they bring across to is beneficial to me, I will just listen to them.
If they are pure.
That one, I can decide as the person listening to them will decide, will look at their ways of them doing their things, and that person will decide on whether to listen to them or not. So for me, I will listen to them.
When my sister was speaking, she made mention of the fact that she will not mind how the people appear. The fact that she only looked at the message, and I was just picturing. So would you decide to listen to a pastor who is naked? And I mean, he's naked. Would you still go on? I mean, this is the same situation. Would you still go on and say that you will not look at the appearance, but you look at the message? I say no. What did Jesus come to preach? Did Jesus come to say that remain a virgin before you preach? Did Jesus ever in any place decide or tell the people that, hey, you have to be virgins, or you have to be this, that, before you are able to preach?
Okay, so let's check the messages coming on Facebook.
Okay, Mohammed Astro Damongo says, this is not necessary. The most important thing is to educate the youth on safe and protected sex by the use of condoms and all that during sexual intercourse. Shipman Osei says, this is a modern day joke by the so-called virgin pastors. Oh, Shipman, that's a bit harsh. And it's completely irrelevant. They should find something better doing. Bawa Abdul Rahman says, so funny, misplaced priority. I wonder how they are going to determine who is a virgin and for how long they can keep a check on them. That's a legitimate point though. How are you going to determine who a virgin is, especially if it's a guy? Now, Princess Edukra says, that is their belief and faith. Let's leave them alone. It's freedom of worship and they're doing it for a good cause. Elom Chiwali Jolalian says, these so-called pastors need some serious rounds of okay, I'll skip that. Demi Dear Simon says, like, seriously, first of all, I'd like to know whether they are virgins. And and Ishmael Halil says, a legitimate pleasure denied is disservice to God. Wake up.
All right, and St. Japheth from Insawam says, ha ha ha, I shall laugh enter Insawam prison. Hey, is that the only place, Japheth, you want to laugh enter? Holy pastors will preach against sin, but God is calling sinners to come. John 3:16, Jesus came for sinners, not holy pastors. Actually, God is interested in life transformation, not behavior modification, and it's from Saint Japheth. And Bambakia Samet says, Aisha, what is the name of the instrument for measuring virginity? Let's get that instrument and we'll determine whether they are telling the truth. And this one is coming from Jajay from Akosombo. He says, this is very funny. And this one is coming from Audu from Y. He says, this man should better marry and do the thing, because the way his thing is irritating, he might also end up getting a bite. All right.